What's up YouTube, it's YG, and today we're showing you guys a deck profile on the light and dark end variant of Dracotail. Make sure to like, subscribe, and notification bell, and let's get into the deck profile. So we're gonna start off with the main deck, of course. I'm running 3 copies of Light End Sublimation Dragon and 3 copies of Dark End Evaporation Dragon for the Light and Dark End package. Just 3 of each for more consistency. So basically they serve as extenders for fusion summonings. You have another way to fusion summon by banishing a level 8 dragon monster from the extra deck. However, they lock you into dragons for the rest of the turn, so you can't make Duel or any like spellcaster fusions in that turn. This one can make your opponent's monster lose 1500 attack. Meanwhile, this one destroys the monster and he himself loses 1500 attack. So that's all I have to say about them. They're very convenient if you wanna push for more fusion summoning in case your stuff gets like hit from other hand traps. So that's it for that package. Next we got 3 Lucas, of course. Just basically a rotor for any Dracotail monster, and can set a Dracotail spelling trap when it uses fusion material. Next we got Mulu. This one's like Cartesia, where during main phase, quick effect, you fusion summon a Dracotail monster using materials from hand or field. But you're locked into fusion monsters when you use this effect, and when it's used as fusion material, you can set a Dracotail spell trap from deck and negate the effects of one face up once on the field that your opponent controls. Next you got Dracotail Famena. This one's the hand trap, where during the main phase quick effect you can send it from graveyard from hand to fusion summon a spellcaster dragon monster using materials from a hand or field, and if it's sent to graveyard as fusion material, you can set 1 Dracotail spell trap. Next we got 3 copies of Dracotail Pan. This one basically if it's used for materials of fusion summon, you can set a Dracotail spawn trap and then non-target destroy monster on the field, and also has a graveyard effect where if a face up fusion monster you control is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can specify 1 non-fusion Dracotail monster from your graveyard and place this card in the bottom of the deck. So 3 copies cause this is the best one. And lastly, 1 copy of Dracotail Igla for Dracotail monsters. So this one basically it sets when it uses fusion material Dracotail spell trap and non-target destroy spell trap on the field, and if it's in the graveyard you target a spellcaster Dracotail monster in your graveyard, put this card on the bottom of the deck and add the other one back to your hand. So it's good recyclability, just a one-off, because pans are better even if you lose the die roll, and this one can just recycle itself. So that's it for Dracotail monsters. Now let's get into the hand traps. I'm running 3 copies of Ghost Spell and 3 copies of Ash Blossom for the Ghost Sisters hand traps. So they both are very good this format. These 2 hit the mirror match for the traps, and good against Mitsurugi like the prayers, Yami as well. You hit like the Synchros when they try to tag out. This one you hit the rotors like the Copsies and the Copsy Yamiwe. Ash of course for hand traps like Forlos, the Molchamis and Meows and Purulia. Overall generic cards you need this format. And they also hit like the canine stuff as well, like the Izuna. You can just negate Izuna. This one can negate the Lupus. Next we got 3 copies of Mochami Full Loss and Nibiru, the primer being for the high impact hand traps. Full Loss is just over generic, like the best maxi in the current format. Unlike Pirelli with Full Loss, where this one just hits almost every deck. Nibiru is in case you draw into Nibiru or Full Loss, or if it's paired with other hand traps you have. It can be like Nib and Bell can be good against the Mitsurugi board, Mitsurugi Yami as well, or just Yami in general. Any like spammy deck, you just throw the Nib in. And you can also trigger your Dracotail fusions in the graveyard. So that's it for the main deck monsters. Now let's get into the main deck spells. I'm running 3 copies of K2 Dracotail and 3 copies of Rahu Dracotail. So K2 basically searches, is basically a rotor for the deck, and if your opponent controls a monster you can fusion. So it's kind of like Shadow Fusion away. Meanwhile Rahu is like branded fusion, where you fusion summon a Dracotail monster using materials from a hand, field or deck. And then for a turn, we can't space summon from the extract deck except fusion monsters. So K2 is cool because K2 can do any generic dragon spellcast. Next we got, that's it for the main deck spells. Now let's get into the main deck traps. I'm only running 3 of course, and it's Flame, Sting and Horn. They all like put Dracotail card from banished or graveyard to the bottom and then draw a card. So Flame can negate any spell card face up on the field by targeting it. Sting is like DD Crowy banish spell and trap or monster, or you can banish both. Meanwhile Horn bounces an attack position monster back to the extra deck. So that's it for the main deck, 40 cards. Now let's get into the extra deck. I'm running 3 copies of Dracotail Ferion. This one basically target monsters on the field and graveyard, return to the hand up to a number of fusion materials that were used from the hand. And if it's sent, and if 2 or more monsters are sent to the graveyard at the same time, you can reborn it, but it gets banished when it leaves the field. Next we got 2 copies of Dracotail Gulamel. So this one, when a Dracotail card effect's activated, you can target a card and field destroy it. So it's kind of like Lady Labyrinth. And if 2 or more monsters sent to the graveyard at the same time, you can reborn itself by banishing leaves the field. And they'll require a Dracotail monster and 1 card in hand. Next we got Philia Regis. So this one basically requires a Dragon Fusion monster and level 7 high Dragon monster. So most of the time you'd fuse Ferion and Pan to make this. And basically has an effect in the quick effect during the main phase, where you target a card in the graveyard or field and banish it. If you banish from field, you have to bounce a dragon monster back to your hand. And then at the start of the opponent's battle phase, if it's card in graveyard, you can return a dragon monster you control back to the hand extra deck and then reborn it. So it's pretty cool. Next you got Secretarian Dragon and Mysterion the Dragon Crown. So Secretarian, they both require Dragon and Spellcaster. Secretarian's like a bit of like a recovery card, where you target a dragon spellcasting graveyard, you reborn one of them and put the other one back to the bottom of the deck. They both lose 100 attack for each banished card you have. This one also has a floodgate effect where your opponent's special summoned dragon or spellcaster monsters can activate the effects. So it's good in the mirror match. Meanwhile, Mysterion, if a monster uses the effect of special summon cell or monster with the same type, you target one of them and then you banish all of them. So this can be good against Yami, Lunalight, when they use like the Silver Hound, where the Yami uses the Synchro Tag effect, or when they use Snatchy effect. So next we got Chaos Star Source Dragons. This one requires a light or dark dragon monster plus 1 dragon monster. So you can use either Malulu and a Ferion, or like Pan and Malulu. So when it's fusion summoned, you target cards your opponent controls up to the number of light or dark monsters using fusion material, and you destroy them. And if it's banished, you target a level 4 light or dark monster you control. Its level becomes 8. Nice super rare from the previous OTS. Next we got Mud Dragon of Swamp and Garoria Wings of Resonant, right? So I run these two because I'm saying super poorly. So Mud Dragon requires 2 monsters the same attribute but different types. Meanwhile, Garoria requires 2 monsters the same type and attribute but different names. So Mud Dragon, you declare an attribute and they can't target it with the same attribute, so it's a quick effect. So it helps against Baylor, Imperm, the Virtuous one, the new quick play from the structure deck, Chalice and stuff, and Dracotail Horn. The mirror match with my Garura, any battle damage your opponent would get is doubled, involving him, and if it's sent to a graveyard, you draw a card. So yeah, pretty cool cards. Next we got, that's it for the fusions I'm running. Next we got number 38 Hope Harbinger Titanic Dragon Galaxy. So I'm running this because it's a generic rank 8 and you make it with your light and dark monster because you're dragon locked anyway, so you just make this and just spell negate. So it's good in the mirror match, so you don't have to use your Dracotail Flame. And you can touch the material from it when your opponent monster declares an attack and then it switches the attack to him. And if he is destroyed by a card effect, you target a face up exceeds monster you control against attack equal to one of those destroyed monsters' original attack. So that's it for the XCs I'm running. Now for links, I'm running 1 SP Lonite because it's generic and most of the time you're gonna have at least 1 extra deck monster in the field. So you can use it for like removal. Next we got Spirit of Ice of Blue and Heretic Seal, the Heavenly Spheres. Heavenly Spheres basically just tribute to balance additional interruption. You can special summon either Urgula, Pan or Meludo of it, which is pretty nice. And Spirit Ice of Blue, you just use it as basically material to make the spheres by linking into it with Lucius or Cartesia. So that's it for the extra deck, 15 of course. Now let's get into the side deck. I'm running 3 copies of Drone Lockbird because it's high impact against Mitsurugi, Yami. Any deck that searches too much, just put this in. So I just wanted this for that. Next we got 3 copies of Cashtira Fenrir and 3 copies of Dynarist of Pancratops. For going second, you can put Fenrir going first if you want, but I have a better card going first, that's not Fenrir. Oh yeah, these help you go in second to deal with floodgates because you already have enough hand traps to counter like the majority of the meta. So you just use Fenrir, Pancratops, side and if you're up against like Primal, Apophis, the new MST deck, Radiant Typhoon, Runic, like any deck that has annoying back row or like your nib in 4 don't work well against, just put these 6 in for removal. So Fenrir, so they're both Spirit Summon. So this one Spirit Summons itself if you control the monsters. Meanwhile this one, if your opponent has more monsters than you, you Spirit Summon. So Pankatops, you tribute itself and then target a card in the field your opponent controls, destroy it. Meanwhile Fenrir adds another copy of itself when you cast tier monster, and when it attacks or monster effects activated by opponent, on resolution you target face up card your opponent controls and banish it face down. So that's it for the side deck monsters. Now let's get into the side deck spells. Having 3 copies of Super Poly. This one is good in the mirror match. The Mud Dragon Garuru can help against the Yummy matchup, where just Super Poly like the Yummy monsters. Mitsuri gets always Super Poly, the Futsu and like Mirakumo or like the Dynamondo or something. So yeah, and it helps you against other matchups as well that you might need. So that's it for side deck spells. The last card I'm running the side deck is a side deck trap. So it's 3 copies of Dragon's Mind. So this one, when a spell trap or monster is activated, water control 2500 original attack or defense monster. You can negate the activation to destroy that card, and you can pay 2500 life points while this card is in the graveyard and set it to your field. And you can only use each effect of Dragon's Mind once per turn, which is great because it's a trap. So you can basically negate, and on the same turn you can just set it by paying 2500 life points, so you can just easily get it in the next turn. It's pretty insane. And I've been testing with it. It's pretty nice because it helps me counter evening match, because this deck doesn't have an out counter against evening match except this card. And most of the time I just put this in by signing out the Fools. So yeah, I strongly recommend Dragon's Mind. And that's pretty much it for the deck profile. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile, guys. So I already made like a combo video on this deck, but I didn't make a deck profile on it, so I just wanted to show you what my deck list will look like if I was playing it. So that's it for today's video. Next video is probably going to be the Magistus deck profile, and then I'm going to show you guys some live duels with both decks. Make sure to like, subscribe and notification bell, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.